175 Kenyan shillings. Today, I'm going to tell you the 5 natural ways of how you can get rid of mites on your farm forever. So before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Make sure you like the video. Now let's get started. Okay, now what are mites? Mites are these very small, tiny organisms that usually attack your flock, and they usually infest on the chicken, and they usually suck blood out of your chicken. They can't easily be seen by the eyes, but they usually cause a lot of discomfort for the poultry. So how can you get rid of this nightmare on your farm? First of all, we must know the causes. And you know, these mites are behaving like the bed bugs. Bed bugs usually like to attack someone at night. And also the mites usually feast on the chicken blood deep in the night. They usually like the dark. Because I think like when I was back in my primary school, I went to a certain primary school whereby during the time that we were getting back to school, like we have closed the schools, then we get back to the schools, you find out that the bed bugs are there and they are waiting for you to minch on you at night, and they will really feast on you. So this is the case with the mites. The mites usually wait at night, and then they will really feast on the chicken's blood and enjoy the sweet blood from the chicken. Okay, so today I'm going to give you the 5 ways of how you can get rid of the mites from the chicken. The first cause that can cause mites to occur on your farm is if there is spillage of feed on your farm. And this can occur whereby, like here on my farm, you can find that some feed has spilled down here. Okay, if some feed has spilled down here, you can find them wild birds and rodents. They come and they start feasting on that feed down here. When they come, they have the mites on the body. Those rodents come onto your farm, and then they drop those mites on the floor there. After they have dropped the mites on the floor, the mites usually climb up, and then they enter into the chicken coop. And that is how you can find that your chicken have been attacked by the mites on your farm. Second thing is when you come from another farm. Okay, so for example, me, I go to another farm. For example, I've been called to do the vaccination of the birds on that farm. After I've done the vaccination of birds on that farm, maybe that farm has been infested with the mites. So the mites get into my cloth. After they have gotten into my cloth, then I come with that cloth without changing. Then I enter into my chicken coop. I will drop some of those mites in my chicken coop. That is another cause, and that is a very big cause of mites on our farm, because you can't know. Maybe when you got out from the other farm, you never knew that they had mites, then you brought it directly to your farm. And the other thing is when you are using the feet, maybe on the feet it is easy because you'll disinfect, but on the cloth, most farmers usually don't change their clothes. So when you enter your chicken coop with the clothes that you visited the other farm, then that can cause mites on your farm, because we must know the causes so that you can be able to prevent the mites from attacking your flock. Signs and symptoms that your chicken have been attacked by the mites. 1, if you're having laying chicken, the laying chicken will have a drop in egg production. Your chicken will not be really need to lay. They will be laying below the egg production per day. So that will be one sign that your chicken have been attacked by the mites. The second is when you can see your chicken pecking and really scratching themselves over and over time, and they are really pecking out and taking out feathers from their body. That is another sign of mites on your farm. Another one is there's another kind of mite called scaly leg mite, whereby the mites usually infest the legs of the chicken. I will show you a picture. So after they have infested the leg of the chicken's leg will look very old. And maybe when you want to sell that chicken, some guy may say that chicken is a very old chicken, but it is not an old chicken. It's just because it has been infested by the mites. So the mites usually get under the scales, and then they will make the chicken feet look very old, and you may think that the chicken is very old. That is another sign that your chicken have been infested by the scaly leg mites. And also another thing is whereby you can find that the chicken, they usually just pluck out their feathers, because a lot of the mites are really disturbing them, and they have really infested too much into them, and they will really be scratching themselves, and the chicken won't look that comfortable. They will just be scratching themselves, looking very dull. They won't be that active in a way. That is another sign that your chicken have been infested with mites. Another symptom usually caused by our old chicken that are usually roast on their eggs, whereby they usually roast on their eggs for 21 days. And this one usually occurs because on that area, those chicken usually don't get out and get fresh air. They usually only get out a very minimum time, so they usually stay at one place for long. If the chicken stay at one place for long without moving, they have a higher chance of the mites attacking them. So you will find that they have attacked around the eyes of those chicken. So that is another sign and symptoms of the mites that have attacked your chicken. They will just have some like brown things that have attacked, small, you can see them, they are very small, around the eye of the chicken. That is another sign that your chicken have been attacked by the mites. So what are the natural ways that you can get rid of mites on your farm? First, if you have the scaly leg mites on your farm, you can take the scaly legs, then you can dip them in kerosene, okay? Or also you can apply Vaseline on them. This will cause suffocation for the mites, and these will save your chicken, and these will just get rid of the scaly leg mites from your chicken completely. The second solution is by use of apple cider vinegar. I have posted a video of the benefits of apple cider vinegar. Make sure you click it up here. What the apple cider vinegar will do is that when you feed the chicken with the apple cider vinegar, it will cause a sour taste in the blood of the chicken. So this will discourage the mites from feasting on the blood of the chicken. So that is another benefit of giving apple cider vinegar to your chicken. Because if you give it to it, the blood will be sour and it won't be tasty for the mice to enjoy the blood. That is another solution. The third solution to that is by the use of dichotomous earth. Dichotomous earth, an example of that is something known as the 7 dudus, which is very common here in Africa, whereby if your chicken have been infested with that mites, you can dust them with the 7 dudus dust. After you have dusted them with that, the mites will just get off completely and the chicken will be able to be okay. Another solution is by the using of neem oils. Neem oils, you can also use it to spray on the feathers of the chicken and also on the scaly legs of the chicken, and these will get rid of the mites completely. That is another solution to that problem. The last but not least is by allowing your chicken to do something known as sunbathing. Or dust bathing, whereby you can let your chickens out. If you are not letting your chickens out, make sure you have a trough, a basin like trough, whereby you can put sand in it, hot sand that is from the sun. Then you can keep it in the chicken coop. After you have kept it in the chicken coop, then the birds can be able to bathe in it, the sand bathing. You know what because as human beings, we can also be infested by some microorganisms. That's why we bathe. And also that will be beneficial to the chicken, whereby you can let the chicken do the sand bathing. Okay, you can do it like twice per week. It is better if you are not doing your chicken free range, you can do it twice per week in the chicken coop. So what are the preventive measures? The preventive measure is just the biosecurity on the farm. Make sure if you are coming from another farm, make sure you change your clothes. If you are coming from another farm, make sure you change your clothes before getting into your coop. That is another first thing, but most people usually only disinfect their feet. Don't only disinfect your feet, because you will only be getting rid of some diseases, but for the live things like the mites, make sure you're changing your clothes and taking a shower before getting into the coop of another farm. That is one solution, but with the biosecurity side. Another thing is by cleaning up the spilled feed in your coop. Don't let the spilled feed sit there over and over, because we know it will bring the rodents, the rats, and the mice. Okay, so make sure you get rid of those spilled feed in your coop. And the third prevention is the dust bathing. As I have said, make sure you put the dust bathing in your coop if you have a bigger coop, or you can let your chicken free range and then they can do the dust bathing outside. Make sure you have a place that has some sand that is warm and it can do the sand bathing. This sand bathing will just get rid of the mites naturally. That is another prevention measure that you have to take on your farm. Okay, so guys, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't watched the benefits of apple cider vinegar to your chicken, that is a very great video. Guys, make sure you watch it out. The benefits of apple cider vinegar to your chicken, it has very many benefits. Click up here.